Hello everyone, welcome to Project Planning, Scope and Quality. I'm Hanan Awad, I'm your instructor for this term and I'm so thrilled and excited to join you in your learning journey. This course is very practical, it's very related to the real world. So many things that you will actually use when you join the workforce, when you become project managers, even if you don't take the route of being a project manager. What you will learn in this class will still help you a lot. This video is just an introduction. I will introduce myself, I will introduce the program, I will introduce the course, and we will talk a little bit about the structure of the course and very important things like the academic integrity and the APA style guide. It is imperative, very important that as project managers, we make sure that we manage and control the scope of the project. And of course, we plan for quality. And this is exactly what we will learn in this course. We will learn how to manage scope and how to plan and manage quality. Also, we will learn how to connect or to link our project, whatever the project is, to the overall company strategy. We will learn how to develop the concept, how to build the business case, how to manage contracts, how to gather the requirements, how to define the scope and perform work breakdown. We will also learn the theoretical aspects or the principles of quality management. We will analyze requirements and design a quality plan. Before I go deeper into the course, the units, what we will cover, let me first introduce myself. My name is Hanan Awad, as I said, and I graduated many moons back from Ain Shams University in Cairo, Egypt, as a mechanical engineer. I worked in manufacturing for many years, and I worked in production management, I worked in quality assurance, and lately I worked in total quality management, and I was a consultant for the ISO 9000 and ISO 14000. Of course, PMP, I believe I got my designation in 2011. I have my own consulting firm, and of course I am a professor at Conestoga College, and I'm affiliated to other universities as well. I'm a mom. I have two sons. One is 21 and one is 19, third year at university and first year at university. I love to travel. I have visited so many places, and I love to write. I have authored and published a book, and also I write articles from time to time, and I have my own YouTube channel where I talk, that's in Arabic, where I talk about everything related to career planning, career development, personal development, family management, and so many other topics. So enough about me. Let's go back to the course. This course, we have 6 units. The first unit is an overview of project management. Then we will go to project planning, then scope planning, then scope management, then quality planning, and lastly, quality management. Of course, you have to acquire your e-text. Please make sure that you acquire the book, Project Management, a systems approach to planning, scheduling, and controlling. And if you have any problem acquiring the e-text from eConestoga, please contact me or contact IT as soon as possible. For the evaluation, we have 3 main categories of evaluations. We have graded exercises. These are individual exercises that worth 20% of your grade. Then we have the midterm for 40%, and finally the final exam for 40%. What is a project? There is a definition for project. A project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. There are several keywords here, like temporary. So it's not continuous work we do day in, day out. And also another keyword here, create a unique result. So we do this project not to create identical results, repetitive results over and over again. One of the examples is Eiffel Tower. That was a project, a huge one. So it's a temporary endeavor. They are not creating Eiffel Towers all over the world every day. So it's temporary. Yes, it took many years, but still temporary. and the result was unique. And this is opposite to operations. Operations are continuous work that we perform to sustain the business. We end the project once we accomplish what we said that we accomplished, the objectives. Or in some cases, we terminate the project for a reason or another. Any project has some attributes: unique purpose, temporary, developed using progressive elaboration or an iterative fashion, requires resources often from various areas of the organization. A project should have a primary customer or a sponsor, and the sponsor provides the direction and funding for the project. And any project involves a degree of uncertainty. So let's have some examples of different projects. One project could be a young couple hires a firm to design and build their new house. Another project is a retail store manager works with employees to display a new clothing line. Another example of projects: a college campus upgrades its technology infrastructure to provide wireless internet access. Another project: a group of musicians starts a company to help children develop their musical talents. Or a pharmaceutical company launches a new drug. Or a television network develops a system to allow viewers to vote. The examples are endless. And if you think of your personal life, you will find that you have some projects, some personal projects that either you had in the past or you will have in the future. And there is no limitation on the nature of the business or the nature of the objectives that we want to accomplish. Anything could be a project if it satisfies the attributes that I told you about. And any project has a life cycle. It starts with starting the project, then organizing and preparing. Then we go to a longer phase a little bit where we carry out the work. And at the end, we do a proper closing of the project. At the end of the starting phase, we have a project charter that includes who's the sponsor, what's the scope, what's the objectives. Then we organize and prepare for the work. And we have, at the end, project management plan. Project management plan will include other subsidiary plans, like quality plans, like risk management plan, like human resource plan, like financial plan. Then we use the project management plan to carry out the work. And at the end, after we finish the work, either the deliverables are accepted or not. If it is accepted, we go into the final phase, which is closing the project. And at the final stage, at the end of the final stage, we archive the project documents. When we move from a phase to another, we accumulate costs, and of course the level of staffing will change. And for any project, we have 6 constraints: scope, quality, schedule, resources, budget, and risks. And in project management, we have several knowledge areas: scope management, time management, cost management, resource management, communication management, quality management, procurement management, risk management, stakeholder management. And all of these knowledge areas are integrated under project integration management. And also, you will find that the level of activities varies throughout the project. So the initiation process starts gradually and then peaks and then declines. And the same for the planning process, and also the same for executing process, and then closing process. And throughout the project, we have the monitoring and controlling processes in effect. And you will find that the 10 knowledge areas, the 5 process groups, and the project life cycles are integrated together. And we have what is called phase gate. These are the intervals between 2 phases, so the output of the first phase becomes the input for the next phase. There's a good saying that I really truly believe in. It says, good planning separates good project manager from bad project manager. And why is that? Because the goal of planning is to implement the plans, and improved planning equals better execution. Organized planning improves the effectiveness of the planning, and the environment around the project is not perfect, so we need to plan carefully. And we have flexible approach to planning, especially nowadays when we have so many risks, so many changes, and the speed of changes are, oh my God, dramatic. And also we need to deal with planning obstacles methodically. So we need to have a specific approach, a methodical approach to planning, so when we meet an obstacle, we know how to deal with that obstacle. The main purpose of planning, project planning, is to define objectives, the project objectives. And we transform ideas into objectives, something that can lead us along the way, and we know exactly the deliverables or the work that we will finish at the end. And during this phase, we might, have some obstacles or some problems. Some of the typical problems that we might face is lack of agreement among stakeholders on goals and objectives. We have different parties interested in the project, have power over the project, and we don't have enough agreement between these parties. Or objectives are too rigid to accommodate changing priorities. The objectives are too rigid, so when a change is required, we cannot do it. Some other cases, we don't have enough time to define objectives, or we don't have the ability to quantify the objectives well, or we don't document the project well. In other cases, client and project team efforts are not coordinated, so lack of coordination. And other typical problems might be high personnel turnover. So the new personnel don't know enough about the project. The project management plan coordinates the documents of the project. So we have formal documentations. We have approved documents, for example, like a deliverable, like a quality plan, or an invoice. And in many cases, we have a summary of details. Sometimes it's so simple, and in other projects, it might be too complex. Also, the project management plan guides the execution and the implementation. It also guides the process of the monitoring and control. And because the project management plan includes a specific communication management plan, so it facilitates communication between all the stakeholders. And it provides a baseline, and we use this baseline throughout the project to see the development of the project. And as I said before, the project management plan is not one plan. It contains other plans. We call it subsidiary plans. What is project scope management? Project scope management is defining and controlling the work or the deliverables included, and in many cases not included, in the project. On the other hand, the project quality management allow us to ensure that the project deliverables will satisfy the customer's stated and implied needs. So after we went through the terminology, the different terminology that we use, the main concepts, let's talk about some of the logistics of this course. Of course, our launching pad is the e-Conestoga, the shell of the course on e-Conestoga, and this is for the online courses and also in-person courses. So in the shell, you will find announcements where I will announce important information, like if I publish a new item, if there is a deadline, if there is something very important. Also, to the right, you will find the schedule or the calendar. So important things also will be announced through the calendar. So you will find our next meeting, for example. If it is online, you will find the Zoom link, and if it is in person, it will tell you that we have our weekly class, and the room will be there. Also, it will include the important items for the evaluation, for the assignments, and also under the course tools you will find so many important things like assignment, like the attainments award, the calendar, the class list, the class progress, discussions, your e-portfolio, and of course your grades. And under the tab of content, you will find all the contents of this course. So it will go week by week. Every week I will post very, very important items for you to go through. Every week we'll have a checklist. The checklist will give you what exactly do you need to do this week. For example, for the first week, you need to get your e-text and of course a copy of the pen book, to review the APA style guide, and we will talk about this, to review the PowerPoint slide, and of course watch this video. Let's now talk about something very, very, very important for the college and also for me personally: academic integrity. You cannot submit any work unless it is your own authentic work. I have come across so many students who copy and paste answers and they expected to get high marks. And the way we deal with such incidents is that we grant you 0. Not only this, we file academic offense. It starts with a warning, so I'm telling you, you have copied work or you submitted a work that is not your authentic work, you did not reference the copied parts accurately according to the APA style, or you collaborated with another student where it's an individual assignment, it's not a collaboration, or you took the work of another student and you submitted it as your own work. So there are so many incidents where you will get a warning the first time, then the second time you will get an academic offense and another academic offense. And these academic offenses are permanently in your record. And of course there is, consequences, and the consequences are escalating. So the first time it might be just a warning and you get 0. The second time you get something more harsh, and the third time, and in some cases you get expelled from the course or from the program altogether. So academic integrity is very, very, very important. And as a professor, it's not fair that I will grant you grades for a work that you didn't do. This is unfair to those other students who actually learned, who actually put the effort, who actually invested their time, and they submitted their authentic work. So you are required to go to the website of the academic integrity policies in Conestoga College and review everything in this web pages. And make sure to understand all the types of the academic integrity offenses so you will not commit it in the future. And also in Conestoga College, we use the APA style in writing, in referencing and citing our resources. Some of you might not be familiar with this. Maybe you're old school, never used it, or you are coming from some academic backgrounds that, it doesn't depend on writing papers as much as depending on solving problems, and mathematical problems, for example. But here in this course, you will submit written work, either in discussions or in graded exercises or in assignments. You need to be very, very familiar with the APA writing style and citing and referencing. So I urge you to go also again to the webpage under Conestoga College and review the requirements for the APA style. You need to reference everything, even if you paraphrased, so you read a resource and you paraphrased some parts of this resource article or a journal paper or statistics or a blog, and you paraphrased parts of this resource into your answer. You need again to include in-text citation, to include full referencing, and throughout the classes I will show you exactly how you can do it. Please go to the APA at Conestoga and review everything in this webpage. The last thing that I want to talk about is the instructional plan. So the instructional plan will give you at a glance everything that will happen in the coming 15 weeks. So please familiarize yourself with the instructional plan. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. You have my email, so email me and I will be happy and delighted to guide you. I'm so happy to start this learning journey with you, and I'm emphasizing learning because I think it's very important to learn the topics that's included in your program. These are well-designed courses, and believe me, you will use everything that you learned in these courses. So see you soon. Bye-bye.